And I don't know why, but I am forced out of the ruins. Tosaka kicks me out, saying that girls have to make some adjustments and changing and stuff like that. Damn, what is she talking about? Men have things too, you know. Well, yeah, but I mean, give the girls the privacy. Come on, man. I lean against the wall as I grumble. I guess I sound like a sore loser, and that's exactly it. I remember, and then I try to shake off my desires. I can't think about that right now. If I keep lingering on my memories with Saber, I'm a dead man. More than anything, it would be rude to Saber, of course. Right, yeah, because we had the strong bonding experience with Saber. Metaphorically, physically, magically. So, yeah. Come back to me now, come back to me. I made contact with Saber to save her. I shouldn't have any other feelings for Saber. What a crock. It's such a pathetic excuse, even I don't believe it. And I'm really gullible. Probably, I guess. I can't forget what happened with Saber. But I need to, for now. Honestly, I don't have time to worry about that kind of stuff. Our concern right now is how to fight Berserker. Right. I should be doing whatever I can. He told me that. There at the end. I think back to Archer. I never warmed up to him, but every word he said stuck with me. I stare at a tree branch. There is only so much I can do. I may not be much help, but I'm going to do whatever I can, as best I can. For starters, I snap off a nearby tree branch. Am I strengthening it? Is that my play here? I'm making a cool tree branch sword. Then I try to find other straight branches. Shiro, we're done! Come back inside! Tosaka's voice reaches me in my search. I head back to the ruins, carrying the branches I collected. Or maybe we're making a fire? I don't know what we're doing, but hopefully it's useful. Well, the only other problem is, whether I can act anything approaching normal around Saber after looking into her heart, however briefly. This way, Shiro. Rin has something to tell you. I guess I was worrying over nothing. Saber is her usual self. Unlike me, immature as I am, she's probably just approaching this pragmatically. Oh, yeah, I'll be alright. Or I'll be right there, sorry. Damn, I'm not going to let this get me down. I am so damn dumb, being the only one blushing over this. So I'm gonna do my best to keep my composure. There you are. We're going to start our meeting. Well, it may be a meeting, but we don't have time for arguments. There's only so much we can do to defeat Berserker, so can you at least hear me out? Yeah, of course. So, in terms of my idea for strategy here, like one of the things that has been talked about for a large portion of the game is it's important for the summons, the servants to keep their identities secret. Because if you knew their identities, then you can use that to kind of game plan around them. So Berserker, in this iteration of the Grail War, is Heracles. Heracles is, and I think we've gone over this before, but it's been a bit, so let me recap this. Heracles' cause of death in mythology is, I believe, a poisoned... I think it's a poisoned arrow, but at the very least I know it's poison. So I think that's going to be our key to gaining the upper hand here. I don't know how... I'm not sure how we would get poison in the first place, but if we could, I think that would be a good idea. I mean, Rin's a mage. She can do cool magic stuff. I'm sure there's a cast poison, right? Saber and I nod. Our plan is simple. We're no match against Berserker using normal means. If we're going to win, we need to ambush him, which means we need to take his head off in a single attack and not leave him any chance to counterattack. Okay, so we've got like a Thor sort of, you should have gone for the head sort of situation here. Gotcha. Okay, that works too. I agree. Simply trading blows with Berserker will not critically injure him. If we are to defeat him, we will require another strategy. Besides, trading blows? Are you saying we need to attack Berserker before he realizes he's being attacked? Well, sure, I think it's reckless to go toe-to-toe with him, but that just sounds reckless. He's not the sort to just let something like that happen. Well, I don't know. I mean, he's got an oafish brute. Granted, I mean, intellect, like IQ level intellect is not necessarily the mark of whether or not you can ambush someone, right? Somehow I doubt, say, like, a tiger is doing great on the IQ test, but also I don't think I'm sneaking up on and, catching a tiger by the toe, eeny, meeny, miny, mo style. Yes, it's pretty optimistic to think we can get right up to Berserker without him noticing us. He has Iliesville. She'll immediately detect Saber and Shira's presence. I mean, I can conceal my presence, so that's not a problem. It's the rest of you that are problems. I'm the only one pulling my weight around here. I don't understand the logic, but I get the sense Ilya can detect me and Saber. Yeah, I sense that. It's totally not because Rin literally just laid that out and explained it. I just have a sort of sense for it. I've got a good feeling, or bad feeling about this. And if Tosaka's the only one who can conceal herself, you're not saying that you'll be the one launching the ambush, are you? Of course. You're the main target here, and I'm the one who can move freely. Leave striking Berserker from behind to me. Okay. I mean, if you're up for it. You make it sound so easy, but you sure as hell know it won't be. Of course not. That's why I'm going to have Saber create an opening for me. Saber, how much have you recovered? Fighting normally should not be a problem. However, I should avoid using my noble phantasm. With the amount of magical energy I have right now, I will no longer be able to maintain my body the moment I use it. And even if I do, it will not be at full power, so I do not believe it would be sufficient to defeat Berserker. Okay. Yes, that's fine. I will have Saber be the one to fight Berserker, with Shira, of course. I'll hide nearby, watching. I'm just a bonus to Iliesville, so she'll think I abandoned you two and just ran off if she doesn't see me around. And that does make sense. Honestly, like, why are you still helping us out? Like, with Archer down, you're basically out of the Grail War, as I understand the rules. Right? And I guess she, like, cares about me, like, not dying or something, but... And from a purely self-interest perspective, you should just bolt, honestly, Rin. But Rin's a good girl. I'll trust her to help us out here. Well, I suppose that it is not impossible. If our chances are slim, we just have to make them better. Shira seems to be friendly with Iliesville, so he might be able to trick her by talking to her. Tosaka looks at me meaningfully. I may have some objections, but I'll hear you out. If I tell Ilya that Tosaka fled, she'll believe me. She doesn't doubt what people tell her. She is literally a child, after all. Doesn't seem like she cares. I don't know. Rin? I think she's nicer than she lets on. But there's still a problem. While I can confront Berserker, I cannot permit Shiro to do the same. Shiro will simply not survive an attack from Berserker. Have you noticed, though, like, I actually have, like, an amazing healing factor, it would seem. I'm basically Wolverine, so, maybe don't worry too much about me. Nobody said Shiro needs to fight. Shiro just needs to provide backup while keeping his distance from Saber. It's going to be hard for Saber to push past Berserker alone, so help her out if she gets in danger. That is foolish. Shiro's not versed in magecraft like you. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Saber. I understand you are a much greater asset to this operation than I am. However, if you go down, I'm screwed anyway. So we might as well maximize your odds of getting through this. You know? What can he do to support me? Shiro's going to have to figure that out. Not that masters have a whole lot they can do against Berserker. Even I would only drag Saber down if I got involved. Your joke fell flat? I'll be honest, Jacob. I did not see the initial joke in the chat. I'm not sure if it like got auto-modded or something, but it did not appear to me. So if I didn't react to that, that would be why. But we just don't have the option to let even one person be idle right now. See, Rin and I are on the same wavelength here. I know very well that Saber will disappear if Shiro dies, but we're going to have to risk it. This whole battle's a gamble to begin with. That is true, but... Saber makes a face and falls silent. Since Tosaka's gone quiet too, she must understand how reckless her proposal is. And I can't blame them for being worried. The night I met Saber, the night Berserker attacked, the only thing I managed to use to defend her was my own body. There's a strong possibility that we're headed toward a repeat of what happened that night. So while it may be best for me to distance myself from the battlefield, I'm not going to do so unless they force me to. I know. I'll try to think of something to support from a distance. Oh, they're shocked. Was it really that much of a surprise? It's me, Shiro. I'm reckless. That's like my main character traits. Reckless with a bit of a hero complex. I just have to support Saber from a distance, right? I'll come up with something. I grabbed the tree branches I gathered earlier, as I say that. Okay, tacos. Yep, makes sense. They're just the right length and exactly the right kind of flexibility. This is the first time I've done this kind of strengthening. But I don't think I'm wrong in principle here. Basically, I just need to layer my strengthening until it turns into something substantial. Right? The old idea that a sufficient difference in scale ends up becoming a difference in kind. Besides, he had something like this, so I can use it as a reference. On top of that, magical energy has been flowing through my body for a while now. All I have to do is to repeat my usual process. I analyze its basic structure and change it. I analyze the material's composition and reinforce it. Okay. Starting from the branch, my result should be his bow, but something's missing. I need to think of this from the standpoint of creation. If I want to make something as close as possible to the real thing, I need to envision everything I can about it, down to the smallest detail. I opened my eyes. The wrapped branch was the right shape, but something wasn't... Crap, it's not even close. It looks kind of close to me. And maybe the tension might be off or something, but shape-wise, it looks great. It's ugly, distorted. And yet, I can tell it will work fine as a bow. Now I just have to create an arrow following the same concept. Shiro, you just... Yeah, I think I got the hang of it after the incident with Shinji. You said it yourself, don't strain myself. I see, well, it's good you have some means to attack, so I won't say anything else. Back to our original topic. So you two will fight Berserker, I'll climb a tree before everything starts, and watch from above. And once Saber's created an opening, I'll skewer Berserker from above, which should be his blind spot, with all my gems. That's all there is to our plan. It's pretty simple. Tosaka turns her attention to us, checking whether we have any questions. I guess it seems relatively straightforward, as long as he doesn't look up. Gems, is that your magecraft, friend? Even if all this were to work, no amount of half-baked magecraft would reach Berserker's body. If we are to harm him, we will need an attack of truly surpassing power. I know that. You're saying we an attack that's... I presume you're saying we need an attack that's at least A rank. As she says this, Tosaka pulls several jewels from her pockets. What are these jewels? Think of it like my life savings. A single one of these can immediately activate into a great magecraft at rank A. I had 10 of these, but I used one on you. I see. If it is of the same caliber of magecraft, then I can say for sure that Berserker will not be able to defend himself. He does not have magic resistance like I do. Even if it's magecraft, an A rank should definitely pierce his defense. Exactly. I thought of starting with a small batches, but we can't afford to take that much time. I'm thinking of giving Berserker 2 or 3 of these. And look, I know it's your life savings, but hear me out for a second. If this doesn't work, we're all dead. So why not just drop the full nuke on him? Just go all out. Every single gem. All at once. Like, I'm not sure if that's feasible, but if it is, yeah, just an idea. Tosaka puffs out her chest confidently. However... Hey, aren't you being a little stingy? I agree. It may not be my place to say, but I believe under the circumstances, you should be losing at least half of your stock. Why would you say that? That's not your call. You guys don't understand how hard it was to save all this up. I mean, if you die, though, what's the point in the excess gems? Right? Saber and I protest silently. Tosaka's life depends on this operation, too. Yeah, we can't let ourselves fail just because she's being stingy. Fine, just half, right? Just half? Oh, come on. I've just kind of been wanting to say that. I know what's at stake here. Anyway, that's our plan. All I have to do now is find a place for me to hide and a spot for Shiro to support Saber. We should get set up before Elisabeth gets here. Yeah, we can't stay in these ruins anymore. And like Tosaka said, we need to find a place where we can all lie in wait for Berserker. But before that... Ooh, okay, I'm worried about Saber and I'm worried about Tosaka. This is interesting. I think it's... this is probably unlikely to be a pick the wrong choice and you die sort of choice. I think this is probably more a... Are you leaning towards like the Saber side of like the plot and developments? Or the Tosaka side? I don't know, I mean, we just had that like whole event with Saber last stream. So anyone could argue maybe you go with Tosaka to like balance things out, get some perspective on both of the characters before we get into battle, or you double down on Saber. And I think, the way things are going right now, I think Saber is by far my closest and most trusted ally. Tosaka's great, but she's not Saber, right? I mean, Saber is like actually like literally like magically contractually bound to like help me out and stuff. So we'll go with Saber. Also, kind of like Saber a little more. Like, not to play favorites or anything, but there's something about Saber's personality. It's charming in a very unique sort of way. I wonder if Saber's really okay. She says she has no problems fighting, but wouldn't it be hard for her to go up against Berserker when she's so weak? Don't let her hear you call her weak, man. Or, I suppose I'm more concerned about her noble phantasm. I will not be able to maintain my body if I use it. Well, I mean, she's not going to use it then, right? Simple as that. Solution found. That's what Saber said. That means Saber will disappear the instant she uses that attack. Saber. Yes, what is it, Shiro? Before we go out to fight, can you promise me one thing? Yes, as long as it is something I can do. Okay, well, yeah. I don't want you to use your noble phantasm, no matter what happens. It's important, and I don't want you to die, even if it means we defeat Berserker. Yes, I understand. I do not intend to use my noble phantasm either. I do not think I will be able to defeat Berserker with the amount of magical energy I have, and more importantly, I will be unable to obtain the Holy Grail if I disappear. This is true. Though, she says that now. I do wonder, push comes to shove, I'm like seconds away from being like lethally killed, as opposed to non-lethally being killed. She probably pulls out the noble phantasm in that case, I think. That's just the kind of person she is. So, I need to make sure I don't get myself nearly killed. What? No problem. She's as direct as ever. It's a relief to hear. Okay. Yeah, that's the Saber that I know. It's good to hear you've been so insanely calm. And what do you mean by that, Shiro? It was a compliment, okay? Compliment. Insanely calm. Nothing at all. Let's just get going. Tasaka will get upset again if we keep her waiting. Yes, it appears complaining to you has become something of a hobby of hers. And with that kind of weird observation, Saber turns to leave the ruins. But then, she trips on a chunk of rubble and stumbles forward. What? That's odd. Oh. I quickly grab her hand from behind. Come on, watch your step. You'll need to be careful in this mess. Saber. Okay, you don't need to be that embarrassed. Everyone trips from time to time. A little stumble, that's fine. And Saber seems to be blushing. Saber, what's wrong? Did something happen? No, it is nothing, but if you hold my hand like that, Saber's face turns a deep crimson. Wait, it's not the being embarrassed at tripping, it's the handhold? Saber. Okay. Like, we gotta focus, Saber. We got life and death battle coming up, alright? Focus. She must look like I did a few minutes ago. I find myself blushing too now. It's contagious. With her hand in mine, I suddenly remember the sensations I felt with Saber and quickly pull my hand back. Oh, now she looks dejected. I can't win here. The two of us stand rigidly, saying nothing. Let's head out. We better get moving. We don't have much time. Yes, let's... sorry, Shiro. We head out after that bit of awkwardness. Once we're outside, we'll never come back here. I look back towards the ruin for the last time, and then turn back to the battlefield. We reach a clearing in the forest. The sun is rising, and a white layer of morning mist blankets the forest. Compared to the much denser forest around us, this is a good vantage point. Tasaka, this place doesn't seem bad. Yes, it meets most of our conditions, but it might actually be too open. I should be able to escape, but it might be tough for you and Saber. Tasaka is such a perfectionist, if she's even considering escape routes. Let's try somewhere else. We still have some time. Tosaka returns to the forest. What's up, Saber? Notice anything? But Saber stands motionless, staring off into the distance. Saber, what are you doing? We need to hurry, or Isva's going to... This is what the remaster looks like. What the hell is the point? Well, I think most of the point was to just release the visual novel officially in English. Not to mention, I mean, I'm sure it's probably better than whatever the conditions were in, like, when did it release? Like 2004. I imagine resolution's probably higher and whatnot. Not sure if widescreen is new or not, so I'm not an expert on what all the changes would be, but yeah. Anyways, a chill runs up my spine. I could never forget this feeling. I can't see him or feel his presence. But the sudden weight of the air pressing down around me is definitely coming from him. I found you. Ilya's voice echoes from somewhere in the forest. Beyond the mist. From deeper in the forest, a dark figure approaches. Wait right there. I'm coming to kill you. Maybe it's because we're in a clearing with an open view of the sky. But it feels like Ilya is peeking down at us from up in the clouds. Crap, did she find Shiro already? This isn't good. This place is too wide open. How fast is she? We have less than 2 minutes until she... Hey, what are you two waiting for? I keep telling you this is a bad spot. We need to get somewhere else. Fast! Tosaka grabs her hands. But it's too late. No. This is fine, Tosaka. We're lucky enough that the three of us are able to fight together. We can't ask for anything more. You dummy! That's exactly the problem. It's way too open here. Saber can't handle Berserk alone, and you can't get out of his range to support her here. I know you're concerned for me, but we're all in danger here. Besides, we can't escape now anyway. That's true, but... Are you ready, Saber? We're fighting Berserker here. Saber nods quietly. Oh, come on! Fine. I'll be really ticked if you two get thrashed. Tosaka, apparently convinced, disappears into the mist. Once she goes into action, she acts quickly. She darts into the forest and then scrambles up a tree. Oh, good to see I got you on the YouTube recommendations. Beta? Yeah, this visual novel actually is my first experience with the Fate series at all, so it's been fun so far. They're coming. Saber, are you ready? I should ask you the same. Once battle begins, please do not move past this point. I will not let Berserker near this spot. The mist wavers. Out of the morning fog, a dark shadow spreads across the clearing. A mad warrior, led by a pale girl, steps into view. This is a surprise. I thought you were going to flee until the end. Or have you given up, brother? Ilya is about 40 meters from me. We face each other from opposite ends of the clearing. Oh, so Saber got better. That must be why you stopped running. What a shame. It's cute that you think it'll be enough to beat me, though. Sorry, you're going to die here. Her giggles echo into the forest. Apparently that ticks her off. Saber, still standing beside me, is practically vibrating with animosity. She might launch herself forward at any moment. Oh, you're all quiet now. You're so boring. Are you scared of dying? What a waste. If you beg for your life, maybe I'll consider sparing you. Tosaka's probably in position. She'll probably want to be as close to the center of the clearing as she can. There's a spot where the tree branches overlap. It should be sturdy enough to support her weight. I see, so that's how it's going to be. Enough chatter then. I'll kill you and Rin. Wait, where's Rin, Shiro? I have to give it to Berserker's master. She knows better than to overlook any details. Especially the first route. It's the first route I've played, at least. I don't know if the visual novel is structured in such a way that it's like... Because I know sometimes visual novels are structured and like you basically do route 1, then 2, then 3, and it's a kind of prescribed order. Sometimes it's more like a branching thing. I have no idea how this visual novel's structured, though, so... Anyways, Tosaka's gone. We stopped working together a while ago. So you two split up? That figures. You and Saber could only drag her down. She should be able to do pretty well on her own. Well, there you go. She's probably out of the forest by now. I doubt you'll catch up to her even if you go after her right now. Oh, you think so? This forest isn't Einsburn, bounded field. I always know the instant someone enters or leaves. Nobody's left, so Rin's still in the forest. I have plenty of time to deal with her once I've taken care of you. Well, good to know there, Beta. That's a relief. If Ilya only detects who's going in and out of the forest, then she doesn't know where Tosaka is now. That, and she believed my story pretty easily. Ilya is a truly merciless master. But is she too merciless to have a chance to start over? Ilya, before we fight, there's something I want to ask you. Would you consider quitting being a master and ending this battle? I can't. This is grandfather's command. As long as Berserker's around, I am a master of the Einsburns. I need to kill other masters and bring home the Holy Grail. But I'm the one who should be asking you a question. I'm the head of the Einsburn household, so I'm not going to repeat what I said earlier. But I might reconsider if you're willing to change your answer. She sounds almost hopeful. But as long as I have Saber with me, I can't agree to what she's asking. My answer is unchanged. I'm Saber's master. If you're not going to quit being a master, I'll defeat Berserker and make you quit. Sorry, that was bad intonation. If you're not going to quit being a master, I'll defeat Berserker and make you quit. I look at both Ilya and Berserker and say that. In that instant, the air in the clearing tenses with a sharp snapping sound. I see. Then I'm going to kill you now. I'm going to annihilate you, right down to that conceited head of yours.